Soft maple prices soar. A robotic sanding disc test. Studies show that wood makes people feel good. Those stories and more coming up. Welcome to the Woodworking News for September 20th, 2021. This program is brought to you by WB Fine Woodworking. The following home decorating report is good news for all of us woodworkers. It explains the importance of wood in our homes and in our workplace. The pandemic and stay-at-home situation has brought about behavioral changes by the American consumers in what they want in their homes. These reports state that people want a healthier home environment. People are concerned about all the toxic chemicals used to make things that go into their homes, and they're willing to pay for healthier choices. The Real American Hardwood Coalition states that this new interest in a healthier home environment coincides with their research that consumers want their families to have healthier products in their homes and that they trust wood over something chemical like vinyl and other plastics. It's important for the public to know that hardwood products speak to their desire for a healthy home, as well as their naturally inherent qualities that make hardwood products unique and differentiate them from the competition. Let's show them how and why they should invest in hardwood products that are not only healthy, but also beautiful, long-lasting, sustainable, and environmentally friendly. According to Wood You Choose, wood is the most sustainable and environmentally favorable construction material available. This is due to its absorption of CO2 while growing, adaptability as a product, and its recyclability. Wood is the most eco-friendly material we use. According to research, there are some actual health benefits of having wood in the home. Wood is generally perceived as a positive and natural material in both visual perception and tactile sensation, and is commonly preferred when compared to other building materials and wood-based products. Differences have been found in physiological responses between exposure to wood and other materials, and that the majority of the studies indicate that wood materials may provide a less stressful environment. A study by the Forest and Wood Products of Australia found a correlation between the presence of wood with improved physical and mental well-being. This chart compares visibility of woods in the working environment from less than 20% to greater than 60%. Physical workplace satisfaction, satisfaction with working life. Optimistic about the future most of the time. Confident most of the time. Stress levels low. Ability to concentrate. Productivity. This chart clearly shows that people thought that having wood visible in the workplace really helped. According to a white paper from ComArch, being exposed to wood can reduce stress, increase productivity, and help people heal. So if there's a bottom line here, it's this. Let's not miss this opportunity to win consumers over to hardwood. If you're looking for information to convince potential clients that having wood products in their home is beneficial to them and beneficial to the environment, this report should help. Having wood around us does actually make us feel better. Unlike some of you, I'm not a real big fan of podcasts. Perhaps it's because I never had a long commute to and from work, and I like to listen to music in my shops instead of podcasts. But there are a few that I enjoy, and here's one of them. The podcast for this episode of the news is Shop Talk Live, presented by Fine Woodworking Magazine. I'm going to be talking about episode 249 that was published on September 10th, 2021. Ben Strano, the moderator of Shop Talk Live, visited Mike Pekovich and Bob Van Dyke at Bob's school, the Connecticut Valley School of Woodworking, one day after Mike had finished teaching his class. The podcast was an informal discussion between the three woodworkers. For the most part, they answered questions from listeners. In answer to one of the viewers' questions, they discussed story sticks and how they use them and when they use them and when they don't use them. In another part of the podcast, the three woodworkers discussed some of their smooth moves when it comes to woodworking. During that part of the program, Bob Van Dyke shared what he did to fix a drawer that was out of square in a cabinet he was working on. He shared where he first saw the problem being solved by another woodworker. Bob shared some photos of a table from a book. He said he learned the technique that he used from the table that was in that book. Bob got a chance to study the table at MESDA, the Museum of Early Southern Decorative Arts. Bob said the table was made by John Shaw around 1790 to 1795. He said it had an inscription on it that said Mary Shaw Table. Mary was the daughter of John Shaw. Fortunately, I was able to find some pictures of this table that I thought I'd share with you. This is a Pembroke table. Its main wood is mahogany, but the secondary woods are birch, oak, yellow pine, and tulip poplar. It has a rectangular top molded and flanked by serpentine drop leaves with shaped corners. The skirt is a bow front skirt with one mock and one working long drawer with cock-beaded edge and inlaid ivory. It has inlaid tapering legs ending in spade feet, each inlaid on all four sides. The feet also have inlay and they have a molded base. Here is the inscription that says Mary Shaw Table. I think you'll be as amazed as I was at the woodworking trick that Bob learned from this table. Mike Pekovich shares how he messed up one student's table and had to fix it. Ben explains a different technique for temporarily putting on false drawer fronts instead of using double-sided tape. He used this new technique on this prototype cabinet for a commission that he has to build. Ben's technique uses a hot glue gun, but be careful, follow his directions. If you watch this podcast, you'll want to keep Bob's trick in mind whenever you run into that kind of problem in a piece of furniture. And I really like Ben's idea for putting drawer fronts on using something other than double stick tape. Shop Talk Live is published bi-monthly by Fine Woodworking Magazine. It's available wherever you find your podcasts, plus their website, finewoodworking.com, and I watch it on YouTube. The following information on maple prices is pretty interesting and for some of you quite alarming. According to Woodshop News, soft maple is a strong seller while prices rise. Soft maple sales are surging in face of rising prices, according to hardwood dealers interviewed by Woodshop News. Maple has really stayed true and is one of the most solid sellers we have, reports David Norman of Parkville Wood Products in Manchester, Connecticut. Both hard and soft are under a huge supply demand. Paint grade is definitely in right now, so soft maple's definitely gone up in the past couple of years as far as the desire to use it. And prices are skyrocketing across the board on everything. This market is crazy. We've never seen anything like it. There's not as much difference in price as there used to be between soft and hard maple. They've gotten a little closer to where it used to be a couple of dollars difference. What we try to tell people is to plan accordingly. Give us a couple of weeks lead time and buffer in because we can only hold the price about 7 days. Bruce Stevens of Highland Hardwoods in Brentwood, New Hampshire, Also sees a strong demand for soft maple, even with higher prices, but said that goes with just about everything. It still seems like everything in the kitchen cabinets today is painted white. Soft maple is easy to finish and works easier with tooling, so that's the major focus species-wise for painted cabinets, says Stevens. People are buying everything no matter what price it is, it seems. I have to admit that I don't buy a lot of maple, and when I do, it's usually the highly figured maple. But for those of you that buy paint-grade maple, this is really not good news for you. When we combine this news with the report from August 22nd that poplar prices have also gone up, that covers the two most popular choices for paint-grade hardwood. That's not good news for those of you who are bidding on projects like paint-grade cabinets.
Puppy, 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 puppy. Come on, puppy, 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 puppy. Come on, puppy, puppy, puppies. Come on, come on, come on, puppy, puppy, puppies. Come on, come on, puppy, puppy, puppy. Come on, come on, come on.
Several months ago on his YouTube channel, Jonathan Katz-Moses presented a really well-done test of sandpaper discs. Unfortunately, some of the companies decided that they'd complain about it. They claimed that Jonathan didn't use the same pressure for each of the discs. So this is a video telling a little bit about what Jonathan did to silence the critics. Jonathan Katz-Moses Woodworking. I mentioned in an earlier episode that Jonathan was going to visit ATI Industrial Automation and use one of their robots to check out sandpaper and give it a thorough test. The robot allowed Jonathan to take all the human factors out of the sanding, especially the pressure. To test the sandpaper, Jonathan used an oak board. He placed each disc being tested on the robotic sander. The robotic sander put each of the discs of sandpaper through its test. Jonathan explains all about this test on his video. 19 different brands were tested. Jonathan explains the results for each of the sandpapers he used. Then he shared all the results of the different sandpapers in some graphs for the viewers to see how they compared. I'm not going to share any of the results that Jonathan got on this news program. You need to go to Jonathan's website to find out more about this test and a link to his video, plus downloadable PDF files of all the graphs that Jonathan made. So to find out more, go to katzmoseswoodworking.com. In case you're wondering, in Jonathan's test, there was one clear winner. If you want to know what that is, you'll have to watch the video because I'm not going to tell you here. Jonathan also published some graphs that you can download as PDF files and see what the results are in sort of a graphic form. This month, I've been trying to publish the Woodworking News every week. And I've discovered that's a little too ambitious because I'm losing out on way too much shop time. So in the future, I'm going back to twice-a-month programs whenever I can. And if I need to put in an extra one, I'll do that. I'll still keep to the shortened format when I publish the news, but I need to get out of my shop and get some things done out there. So that's what's going to be happening. The next program will be in early October. I'd still like to start including some news from viewers. Yeah, that's all of you out there. If you have a short clip of video or some photos of the things that you've done in your workshop or of your workshop, please submit them to me. You can find my email on my website, wbfinewoodworking.com. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. If you like this video, remember to give it that thumbs up down below. Please share this video with friends. The more we get these videos shared, the more views I get, and the better my status is on YouTube. I greatly appreciate all the questions and comments that all of you ask. I really enjoy answering those, and thank you all very much for watching.